Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. I'm doing a little bit of a different video today, and what I want to talk about is twin flames and the LGBTQA+ and I community. Now, there isn't a lot of information for us regarding what it looks like for a twin flame relationship for people who are in the gay spectrum, or even I'm not quite sure how it would work for asexual people, but I know that a twin flame relationship doesn't necessarily have to be sexual. So I would think you would have the same bond, the same love, the same desire, and then if you were asexual, you just would not have a physical sex component, and I think that would be fine. I think that would make sense if you and your twin were both asexual. And I think it would make sense just the same as it would if you and your twin are both bi, or if you're both gay, or if you're both intersex, or any other combination. Like you could both be pan, or any of the variations in the LGBTQ+ association. So my point was that I was going to make today is that, again, we all have masculine and feminine energies within us, and typically one person in a relationship is going to have more masculine energy than the other twin, and their partner will have more feminine energy. So when you come together, you're still combining in that 100% ratio of both. But I think what I've found, at least for how I'm thinking about it, is that it's my opinion that the divine masculine and the divine feminine will take turns. And I think that's why, I don't want to say that being in the LGBTQAI+ spectrum is becoming more popular. I think it's becoming more understood and less hidden. There's less obstacles to finding somebody who really is a good match for you. You don't have to settle for somebody who's nearby, or an arranged marriage, or anything like that. You don't have to follow a societal program that's against the natural flow of what you need to learn for your life. And I think that's extremely healthy. Now, what I say when I think the divine masculine and the divine feminine take turns is, from my perspective, because I'm bi, I have operated in a very masculine energy for a lot of my life, and I feel like if I'm going to be in a relationship with my divine partner, I know I'm supposed to be the divine feminine, and I've had to work really hard to accept feminine energy for myself, because it in some ways, when I was growing up, because of my circumstances, femininity was taken from me and I wasn't allowed to be in it, and it wasn't encouraged, and it was safer for me to display more masculine energies and to really grow that part of my inner self. And what I think has happened is that I came into the world remembering that I was supposed to be in masculine energy, so I just continued to do that, not realizing that if for your soul's expansion, growth, learning throughout what we understand as time, you would have to be both. And for me, it's my turn to be the divine feminine. So it's my divine counterpart's turn to be the divine masculine. And I could say that they're probably going through a similar and opposite experience with life. And I'm just going to point out that I'm not in union right now, but this is what I've discovered, and I think it's information that might be helpful to other people out there, because I've seen other readers get asked when they do their twin flame stuff, what happened, what if you're gay? Like, how does that work? And what I think happens is that we take turns, and you have to kind of understand that no matter what your gender is or your orientation, at some point you have to say, okay, my role is feminine energy. It's creative, it's fluid, it's intuitionally emotive, it's rooted in the earth and the water, and it's nurturing and just kind of curling and like undulating. And then when it's your turn to be masculine, you're okay, so my creative power comes from being analytical and constructive. I like to work in angular movements. I want things in neat little boxes chugging down like a train. My energy is intuitive in a way that's kind of fiery and passionate and very analytical, linear, point A to point B, sort of protective, administrative. Those are traits of masculine energy. So it might take some deep inner work to figure out which energy is the one that you're supposed to be carrying in a big bucket. And there's always going to be just, a little handful of the other energy in there. You're not going to be 100% masculine energy. You'll always have that little, there'll always be like a little bit of frosting of the other energy on your polarity cake, let's say. And so I think, hopefully, that's pretty straightforward. And I think if people understand that you have to take turns in different lifetimes being one or the other divine counterpart with your partner, that you might not rag on the other one so much when it's their turn. You'll be like, why is my DF being a crazy hoe? What the hell is wrong with her? And then forgetting that the last time it was your turn to be the feminine and you were all up in your feelings and frustrated and didn't know why your counterpart couldn't understand what you meant when you talked about your feelings. Or you could be like, what the hell's wrong with my DM? Why is he such a dumbass? He never talks to me. What's he thinking? He hasn't spoken to me for like a week. What time is it? Meanwhile, he's like concentrating on, how to make a mold for a certain kind of lock or something like that. And it didn't occur to him that a whole week had gone by, and he needs you to calm the hell down and remember what it was like when you were the DM and you were trying to solve some kind of tiny detailed issue with a series of steps that had to be done in order. So it's not just understanding that you have balance of energies between you and your partner. It's also understanding that you have to be in their shoes at some point and they'll have to be in yours, and it's not like this lifetime. Although I don't know if you'd be able to take turns during the lifetime. Maybe you could switch. It'd be like rapid cycling. But I would think in general, unless somebody tells me otherwise, that it would be turn taking during different lifetimes. All right, so I hope that was useful, and let me get this up here. Again, all right. So, I am CATtheMinion. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. And I don't know if that's focused because it's really hard to see from where I can see it. Okay, so you can donate on PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Those are all CATtheMinion. And you can buy prints and merch, and I have coloring books and a poetry book. I've got a couple of card decks, and I have actual art that you can buy from my catalog, and most of it's gonna look a lot like this cabinet here that I painted in a similar style. All right. Bye for now, everybody.